Hey everybody, it's Damien from Guitar Journey here. And if you're just starting out learning finger picking on guitar, fingerstyle guitar, then this very short video is for you. In this video, I'm going to teach you what I think is the single most important finger picking pattern that you'll ever learn. And it's not necessarily the one that you'll use the most in your actual fingerstyle playing. That's probably, this one. Or something similar to it, but it's still super, super important because it'll give you the skills and the foundation you need to learn and play music much more easily, much more smoothly. Now, if you're pretty far along in your fingerstyle journey and you're really comfortable and you're playing a wide variety of music, then of course, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're more of a beginner, and even if you're not a beginner, if you feel like you're struggling a little bit with your fingerstyle playing, that learning new pieces is maybe more challenging than you feel like it should be, this is where you want to start. So what is this very important but very simple fingerstyle pattern? It just goes like this. It really is that simple, but the question is, if it's that simple, why is it so important? The answer is that this simple exercise incorporates two of the most important skills that you're going to use in all of your fingerstyle playing. The first very important skill is that your thumb is learning to play not only the root note of whatever chord you happen to be fretting, but also an alternate bass note, an alternate low note. So for example, you may have noticed that when I was playing a G chord, I didn't just hit the 6th string, which is where the root note of my G chord is. I also hit the open 4th string as an alternate low note. Like that. And in the same way, when I was playing a C chord, I didn't just hit the 5th string, which is where the root note of my C chord is. I also hit the 4th string, 2nd fret, which of course is inside my C chord shape. And as for my D chord, I didn't just hit the open 4th string as my root note. I added the open 5th string as an alternate bass note. You might have also noticed, if you were counting along with my playing, that these bass notes, the root note and then the alternate bass note, fell on beats 1 and 3 respectively. You might have counted like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you're playing music in 4/4 time, which a lot of music is, having your thumb strike a bass note on beats 1 and 3 is very common. It's kind of your default. It makes the music feel very solid, very rhythmically grounded, okay? So the thumb notes, root note on beat 1, alternate bass note on beat 3, that's one reason why this exercise is so beneficial. But there's another reason this exercise is so important, and it's one that a lot of people overlook or just plain ignore. Note that when I'm playing the 3rd string, it's my index finger playing the 3rd string. And when I strike the 2nd string, I do so with my middle finger. When I strike the 1st string, I do so with my ring finger. So I'm going like this: root, 3, 2, 1, alternate, 3, 2, 1, like that, okay? Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, okay? And I like to refer to these as my string assignments. My index finger is assigned to the 3rd string. My middle finger is assigned to the 2nd string. My ring finger is assigned to the 1st string. And like I said about our thumb notes on beats 1 and 3, these string assignments for your index, middle, and ring fingers should be considered your default. Will you vary from these sometimes? Of course. But if you really practice this and really integrate this idea of index finger being assigned to the 3rd string, middle finger being assigned to the 2nd string, ring finger being assigned to the 1st string, if you really integrate that into your playing, These good habits will become your natural way of doing things, and you will find it much, much easier to learn and to to practice more and new and challenging pieces as you continue to grow as a fingerstyle player. And look, I get there are plenty of people out there who don't use the string assignments, and they can play well, sometimes really well. For example, some people really don't use their ring finger much. They play pretty much like this, thumb, index, middle, and that's it. But the way I think of things is that just because somebody can make something work doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best way to do things. And the problem that I have with people who maybe use only thumb and index finger or thumb, index, middle, whatever, they don't always have a specific go-to way of approaching a given piece. I remember once I asked an acquaintance of mine who played nothing but fingerstyle guitar, didn't use a pick at all, solely fingerstyle, and asked him how he'd approach playing a certain passage. And his answer was basically, I don't know, man, I'm just trying to find the notes. This guy actually was a good player. I actually performed with him. But he really struggled learning new pieces of music. And the reason he struggled is because if you have a different way of doing something every time you try something new, every time you're trying to learn a new piece, you're doing it, approaching it in a different way, you're reinventing the wheel every time. Now, by contrast, if you have a consistent approach that you use every time, then of course learning a new piece will be much easier because you'll be applying the same principles, the same habits, simply with whatever chord shapes, whatever. So you really can trust me that if you really make this approach of your thumb handling string 6, 5, and 4, your index handling string 3, your middle finger handling string 2, your ring finger handling string 1, if you integrate that into your playing, make that your new habit, your go-to approach, then learning new pieces is going to be that much easier. Now, of course, I want to mention you won't always do this. For example, if I have multiple successive notes on, let's say, the first string, I'm not just going to whack away at the first string with my ring finger over and over, right? That'd be foolish. That wouldn't be economical. In that case, I'd probably vary my fingers, maybe going ring to middle to index, whatever. That's what's going to be most efficient. But when we're playing popular music or arrangements of popular songs, we're very often working within a given chord shape. And so in my experience, at least 80% of the music we're going to play can be handled exclusively through these string assignments that I'm giving you today. In fact, I'm going to give you a few examples of different arrangements that I've played here and there. And when I play these little excerpts, I want you to keep an eye on my right hand. And note that for the most part, at least 80%, like I said, I will be adhering to my string assignments. Now, those are all fairly simple arrangements, but they're nice sounding, very enjoyable, fun to play. And I think if you were paying attention to my right hand, you noticed that I was following my string assignments pretty closely. Okay, maybe not exclusively, but pretty closely nonetheless. And the more you can reinforce this, the more you really incorporate this as a reflex into your playing, you're going to find learning new pieces much easier, okay? So that's what I have for you today. I hope you found today's video useful, and if you did, please hit like and please subscribe to the Guitar Journey YouTube channel. We got so much content here on Guitar Journey, from playing tips like today's video, to music theory lessons, to jam tracks, to videos that help you navigate the awesome but sometimes overwhelming journey that is learning and playing guitar. So please hit like and please hit subscribe as well. Now, if you really like today's video, please buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee from the link in the description below. And finally, if you have a question or if you'd like to suggest a topic for a future video, please leave me a comment in the comment section below, okay? I really do value your feedback, and I'd love to hear your suggestions. So please hit like, hit subscribe, buy me a coffee if you want to, and feel free to leave a comment as well. Thanks so much. Have a great day.